Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, you know, some advice that you should probably live your life by. Never trust a leftist with money, and definitely never trust a leftist organization or a leftist government with money. That's possibly the dumbest, most ill-advised thing that you can do. And is it any surprise that the news this morning, at least as I'm recording this video, is that Black Lives Matter, the BLM organization, at least I guess we could call it the main organization, the parent organization, is headed for bankruptcy, complete insolvency. The question was, is it any surprise? Well, the answer is very simply no, of course not. The scam that is BLM has totally fallen apart. And you know what? That was probably part of the plan anyways. Siphon all the money, create a big financial hole, declare bankruptcy for the organization, and simply move on, as if nothing happened with millions of dollars in your pocket. Candace Owens was labeled a bad person for doing her expose on BLM, but Candace Owens and everybody else were simply seeing the picture that deluded leftists refused to accept. The whole thing was a scam. Let me show you guys what's going on. It might be the final update. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so we got this piece from the Daily Mail. I mean, who else? They've been on top of all of this. Black Lives Matter is headed for insolvency after plunging $8.5 million into the red. But founder Patrisse Cullors' brother was still paid $1.6 million for, quote, security services in 2022, while sister of board member earned $1.1 million for, quote, consulting. Holy frickin' scamamole. Black Lives Matter's national organization is at risk of going bankrupt after its finances plunged $8.5 million into the red last year, while simultaneously handing multiple staffers seven-figure salaries. Financial disclosures obtained by the Washington Free Beacon show the perilous state of BLM's Global Network Foundation, which officially emerged in November of 2020 as a more formal way of structuring the civil rights movement. Yet despite the financial controversy and scrutiny, BLM Global Network Foundation continued to hire relatives of founder Patrisse Cullors and several board members. Cullors' brother, Paul Cullors, set up two companies which were paid $1.6 million providing professional security services for Black Lives Matter in 2022. How could you say that it's a scam? You don't know what you're talking about, right-wing chud, is what all these leftoids have been saying. Right, Patrisse Cullors' brother, who I don't even think has a security license, you know, to do actual security work. I guess he's just a glorified, I don't know, bouncer of sorts. This guy was paid $1.6 million. Not in 2020, not in 2021, in 2022 when the network was already pretty much collapsing in the public eye. I mean, I don't really think BLM did anything in 2022, yet they still justified $1.6 million in security fees to Patrisse Cullors' brother. Give me a frickin' break. Who was that security for? Patrisse Cullors? From what I understand, the woman's been stuck in her home, sobbing, playing the victim. I don't think she's come out of hibernation, but she needs $1.6 million worth of 24-hour security. Give me a freaking break. She could have got a Ring doorbell for, what, $100 and called it a day. Let's continue with the article. Paul Cullors was also one of BLM's only two paid employees during the year, collecting a $126,000 salary as head of security, on top of his consulting fees. Jeez, what is going on? He is best known as a graffiti artist with no background in security. Patrisse Cullors defended hiring him, saying registered security firms which hired former police officers could not be trusted given the movement's opposition to police brutality. For the previous year, 2021, tax filings revealed that BLM paid a company owned by Damon Turner, the father of Cullors' child, nearly $1 million or nearly $970,000 to help produce live events and provide other creative services. Again, what events? What has BLM done other than grift on the George Floyd death back in 2020 and excuse violent rioting behavior? What have they done? Name a single public event, please. I'd like to hear it. Never happened, yet they spent $1 million paying Patrisse Cullors' baby daddy. The whole thing's completely ridiculous. It stinks to the high heavens. It's not just a coincidence that she's only hiring people that are directly related to her. She's using them as financial pawns to funnel money through them, which eventually is probably going to get back to her and they'll get a little kickback. It's the typical con. That's how it's done. You know how I know that? Because every payment is a consulting fee. It's just one flat $1 million consulting fee. If they were actually doing stuff, there'd be like 100 different events of consulting with actual receipts, information to actually legitimize these transactions. Service provided on X date for X service, invoices proving that money is being spent on these events, that money is being spent on security where they were, receipts that give information detailing the actual events themselves, but instead there's literally nothing other than, oh bro, here's $1 million. Thanks for the security. Take 20% and give me the 80. Let's put it into an undisclosed trust account so we can buy more real estate. Completely ridiculous. Anyways, let's not rehash the obviously corrupt nature of the BLM organization. Let's get into some of the new information. We're now learning that the nonprofit group ran an $8.5 million deficit as its investment accounts fell in value by nearly $10 million in the most recent tax year. Financial disclosures show the group logged a $961,000 loss on a securities sale of $172,000, suggesting the group sustained an 85% loss on the transaction. For Pete's sakes, what are these people doing, buying crypto? Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if that was the case. It's like they took the money, bought real estate, and bought frickin' Bitcoin or probably some coins. They bought Dogecoin after Elon Musk went on SNL and fumbled the whole bag. Completely unprofessional. This irresponsible handling of other people's money, because that's exactly what it is. They didn't earn this money. They simply collected other people's money and promised those people that the money would be put to good cause. But instead, what did they do? They stacked up $90 million. They paid Hillary Clinton's lawyers $12 million in consulting fees, then bought real estate and made some risky investments. The economy then essentially crapped the bed. No surprise at all, they worked to get Joe Biden elected. They worked to put Democrats in positions of power, you know, the same people who shut down the economy. And every single investment went straight to the trash can. It doesn't get any more irresponsible than that. Even their supposedly safe investments are probably also going to crap. We know they bought over $10 million in real estate. They bought at the perfect time. Who knows what kind of interest rate they got, whether they locked it in long term or got a variable rate. Nobody really knows. It's possible that even their real estate investments, if they did get mortgages, well, now their payments have probably doubled or probably are on the way to being doubled. I mean, what an incredible story. How do you even manage it? How do you take in $90 million and then 2 or 3 years later, you're broke and in serious crippling debt? How do you do that? Unless you're Mike Tyson or some super famous athlete pulling in crazy money, but you have a crippling crack cocaine or cocaine addiction and you live in Vegas. It's so crazy, it's unbelievable. But really, I don't even think that it's irresponsible, stupid behavior and bad investments that led them to this position. I think they're doing it on purpose. I think they're just tanking the organization. They don't even care anymore. They created this entity that isn't really them. I mean, I don't think they have personal liabilities. They could pretty much close up shop, declare bankruptcy, and just move on with their lives, multi-millionaires. You know, by far the biggest scam of my generation. Maybe not the biggest in terms of actual monetary value. I'm sure there's been way bigger scams where people have made a ton more money. But just the level of immorality, the media power behind it all. I mean, BLM for a short period of time basically took over the media world. They took over the world, so to speak. Everywhere you went, you saw it. It was there. It was present. Everyone was talking about it. People were donating to it. Keep in mind, this particular group only pulled in $90 million, but that's only one organization. There's multiple different sister organizations. There's Democrat organizations and bail funds. I wouldn't be surprised if billions of dollars, or at least a little bit over $1 billion, was pulled in during the summer of riots and the aftermath that followed. They pulled in all of this cash from people who thought that they were doing the right thing and supporting an important cause. They grifted. They got Democrats elected, tanked the economy, made streets a whole lot less safe, invested literally no money in anything of value to the community that they were supposedly fundraising for, went bankrupt, and then sailed away never to be seen again. It's actually insane. And the craziest part is they're going to get away with it because the DOJ will never launch an investigation and never go after any of them. They're too busy going after Donald Trump for crimes he didn't commit. Too busy going after Republican soccer moms who tweeted something mean to Nancy Pelosi on Twitter. What a freaking joke. Welcome to Clown World. That's the update though. That's what I got for you guys. BLM is bankrupt. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Of course, you know that we'd love to have you here. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you on the next one.